Is there
Okay.
Yes, fellas. Welcome to Bala Sport. How you guys doing?
what's going
Lino,
on?
Pretty,
Solo,
pretty
what's
good.
going
Pretty
on?
good. Pretty good. Listen, our teams didn't play today, so we feel good.
Yep, there's no questionable calls today in the NFL. Kansas City haven't played this week. Woo! And then,
Already starting. Okay, cool.
believe it or
And
not, bro, man, I got another surprise guest for us to join us tonight. You know, none other than Eddie. Welcome to the show.
Hey,
Yeah,
Guys,
what's going on?
I
how
told
y'all
you
doing?
guys, man, we got to get the football crew here, man. Got the
look,
Eagle fan, two NFC,
look,
two
look
AFC.
who's here, Mr. 49ers himself.
I like that quote.
What up, fellas?
Yeah,
What's
Going
good,
on?
bro?
feeling great, man. I was freezing for a couple hours refereeing today, but other than that, man, got home. Little stressed with the Philadelphia Eagles, and just when I thought that Philadelphia Eagles is such a terrible team, and then the other team in the same division ended up showing up today against the Detroit Lions. You know where I'm gonna go with this. That's the first one I'm gonna start with. There's no way that I'm a, you know,
I think that
Solo.
was kind of built to happen, bro.
He was.
Yeah, the reason why I say that is because they didn't make any improvements from last year. They had the same linebackers, small defensive line. They couldn't stop the run. Well, guess what's going to happen the next year? You still not going to be able to stop the run.
Who, the Cowboys?
Yeah,
He went straight to the punching bag, yo. Like, pop. Although it's all fact, man. This is how you start with excitement. I'm
Yo,
excited.
but this is what I think, though. Listen, Detroit is good, but the Cowboys just made Detroit look like the 2000, I don't know, New England Patriots. Come on, 47-9.
okay.
Come on.
So look at this. All the Cowboys blowout losses, right, last year.
Yeah.
Bills, Packers,
Yeah, right.
us.
Uh-huh.
What all those teams do well?
Run
Run
the
the
ball.
ball.
Baltimore this year.
Run the ball.
They have hybrid players at linebacker. The only real linebacker they have is Kendricks, and he's on the tail end of his career. No Micah. So what production you gonna get out of that defense?
Yeah, but the offense didn't do much either.
You can't if you can't run the ball either.
You know, man, I just love the fact that these guys are here saying it so calm and trying to point out the positive out. You know, it's the Cowboys we're talking about, bro. Man, we gotta be excited. We gotta be. This is like a W for me, W for everybody here, because I know most of us here hate the
No,
Cowboys. I know I hate the Cowboys.
it is W for you,
Yo,
especially.
but the Detroit Lions, man, 47, Cowboys 9. Let me repeat that again. 47-9 at home. Jeff Gall got out.
What it
This
was?
is funny. 18 out of 25, 315 yards, 3 touchdowns. Dak, of course, 17 out of 33, 78 yards, 2 interceptions, 0 touchdowns.
Oh man.
Yo, and because you already started, talk to me about this game. You already give me so much details, but I didn't see you making fun of them yet. You just pointing out.
I'm not gonna make fun of them. Listen, if you can't run the ball and you can't stop the run, you're not gonna win. Plain and simple.
I mean,
That's on any level. That's just not the pros. That's in college. That's high school. You can't stop the run and you can't run the ball. You're not winning.
but you know what? I didn't watch this whole game. I watched a few highlights, but I'm just looking at other stats. So you're right. They didn't run the ball, but they didn't throw the ball either. So I'm wondering what was going on all game, because Dak only had 78 yards, and when I'm looking at the rushing yards, they had 25 and 17. That's it. So what? Like everything wasn't working?
Yeah, if you can't control the line of scrimmage, right?
But
You make a team one dimensional, right? Any good defensive team, they make a team one dimensional.
I mean,
Basically telling your pass rushers, go get them, right? So Detroit has a good front seven. The fact that you can't run the ball, you're not keeping them off their toes. They don't have to play anything else. They're sitting on the pass all game. So, yeah, you're only going to throw for 170. I don't care how good you are. You got to be able to do something to keep a defense honest.
And this was a home game too.
That don't matter.
This is too funny, bro. I'm sorry. I don't know, man. This is too
But
funny.
you guys notice a lot of blowout games that the Cowboys have lost even in the playoffs last season. Just like they lose that at home, and I know Dallas is not a home field advantage for the Cowboys, but a lot of teams every time they play Dallas they travel so well, so they don't get a home field advantage. But still, you're playing on home, man. I mean, Dak Prescott, he just got paid all that money. You think he'll show up?
It's not about that though, man. Okay, put it like this: out of these 4 teams in here that people like Dallas, Buffalo, Philly, Chiefs, my Niners, you have to make a commitment to run the ball to be able to just have time. If you cannot run the ball, you cannot control the line of scrimmage on offense or defense, chances are you're not going to win. I don't care if you're at home or not. That's a good team is going to exploit that.
Lino, talk to me, bro. Because I haven't heard you say anything yet. Give me your take on this game with the Cowboys, man.
I think it's hilarious. Listen, if you guys aren't gonna make fun of anybody, I am.
Right, right.
Let's just go to the first half box scores of their past 3 home games. They've been outscored 83-28. Just for reference, I threw my team in there. Chiefs gave up 85 points all year. This team's given up 83 points just for 3 home games. You don't start fast, like Eddie said. Nobody is afraid of Zeke. Nobody is afraid of their running game. So why not set up for the pass? You want to run all game? You're not going to do that because you have all these. You just paid your shiny toys $60 million a year. You think you're going to buy some and not use it? Oh no, we're going to use it. But guess what? That's all you got because we know Zeke's best days are far behind him. So go ahead. We already know we're going to let CD do what he can do, but who else is going to step up? And when CD is just have nine catches for 130 yards. What everybody else going to do? Nothing, because that's all they have. They have no running game. They have a wide receiver, and they have a couple of receivers that might make a catch or two a game. That's all they got. Their defense is built to play with the lead. When they don't have the lead, this is what they look like. And we've seen this time in and time out. And I've seen a couple Cowboys fans talking on the internet today, and they were saying, well, we played good last week, but this week, we didn't have DeMarcus Lawrence and Michael. You didn't have DeMarcus Lawrence last week and you won. So don't make that excuse. You didn't have Parsons last week and you won. Don't make that excuse. This is what happens when you don't have the lead, is that you fall behind and you can't front run. You can't pin your ears back like you do and have those edge rushers come and attack your quarterback. You just can't do that. And this is typical Cowboy stuff. Like Eddie said, you didn't make any type of acquisitions in the offseason to improve any type of level of offense or defense. So this is what you get. You get a piss poor effort, and we're all sitting here laughing.
To be honest, if they wanted to impress somebody, I think they should have moved Micah back to middle, had Kendricks playing off ball, go get you real defensive ends, real defensive tackles. You can't play hybrids if you want to play big boy football. You need real guys on defense. That hasn't been a formula for too many teams. You might be able to convert one player, but if all your linebackers are undersized, all your defensive line is undersized, good teams like Detroit are going to run the ball on you.
And you know what's crazy? They did an opportunity to go get Derrick Henry.
You're right,
and they did not.
You couldn't afford him. But if you would have took a little bit off of CD's contract, a little bit of Hodak's contract, you would have.
It sounded easy to say though. Take a little bit off there, take a little bit of that.
Well,
but
the reason why I said that, because they waited till the end of the offseason to contact Derrick Henry. You do that in the beginning of the offseason while you're not talking to Dak, while you're not talking to CD. You had a chance to get Derrick. And you didn't do that. Baltimore was like, well, we'll take them.
Yeah. You guys, I mean, like, okay, right. I understand you guys just said the football part of it, right? But let's just, this is the Cowboys we're talking about, bro. As an Eagle fan, we know a bunch of Cowboy fans around us. We always, this is Bala Sports where we talk sports and bust balls, by the way. I made phone calls to some Cowboy fans at the end of the game. Speed pick up my phone. No,
dirty.
Ron pick up my phone.
That's so dirty.
It's only right. It's
Yo,
all right.
bro.
And they-
Because you know what? Because they know you.
guess. So when I called him, I was like, he picked up the phone. He said, "Yes, Musa, y'all know who it is." He's supposed to be on, but he wasn't gonna get on. He said, "Hell no, I'm about to listen to all you guys talking about my Cowboys like that. I already had enough today. I gotta go." So he just hung up, right? But just the 2-minute conversation that we had tell me everything that I need to know. This guy.
But you know what? At the same time, I know you guys like making fun of the Cowboys. You gotta give credit to the Detroit Lions. They're for
Right.
real. They're for real.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean they're not that for real. Cowboys made them look like world beaters, but this is what they can do. But they were just toying with this team. I mean they were trying to give their linemen receiving touchdowns. They were giving hook and laterals to their right guard. Like they were just pulling out all the stops today because they had a lot of time on their hands. It was hilarious.
Clickers.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
See, how much did Seattle put up on Detroit?
Can't remember.
That was a couple weeks ago, right?
It was a couple of weeks ago. It was
I know.
Seattle couldn't stop them from scoring, but Seattle put up points. So
Right.
that
When
tells
it-
you if Seattle can put up points against Detroit.
No. Seattle only put up 29 points.
You say, oh,
That's a lot. That's
That's
20 more
39.
points than what.
That's still a lot,
that's a
Yeah,
lot of points.
but the Lions scored 42 points.
right? But what I'm saying is, Seattle's defense couldn't stop Detroit. That's really what it came down to.
Right.
But Detroit really didn't stop Seattle. If they put up 29 points, would you agree that it could be given and taken? Seattle probably has a little bit more firepower than Dallas,
Right.
position by position, just a little bit. But they can run the ball.
But
But then you have Tampa Bay going into Detroit week 2 and beat them 20-16, and that's a low scoring game. I'm
Yeah,
just
right,
saying,
right.
any given Sunday, you're not saying the Bucks are not a bad team by any means,
Right.
but they're built to beat somebody like Detroit. They have defensive playmakers. They have offensive playmakers, more than just one. They have a Mike Evans, they have a Chris Godwin. They have a two-headed monster at running back. They have a more competent quarterback than what 60 million is getting down there at Big D. So
This is embarrassing, man. I love it, man. I love it. 47-9. Dude, you got the offense with CeeDee Lamb with no touchdown. And the
Well,
pick the Doc throw is like, okay, well, maybe next time you actually close the roof so the sun will get in your face. But this is just too funny for me, bro. I enjoy every bit of this game as an Eagle fan. Bro, Eagle just played like trash earlier, which was an ugly win, But to see the Cowboys go down like this, man, it makes it more fun. I know right now, the next team that we better talk about is basically, I think they're the best team in our division, which is the Washington Commanders versus the Baltimore Ravens game. It was a great game. Commanders 23, Ravens 30 the finals. Jay Daniel, man, I think he should be the rookie of the year so far, man, with 269 yards, 2 touchdowns. Lamar Jackson, of course, man, show up and show out. And these two guys, they say this guy can't throw. This is a back-to-back week. He's thrown over 323 yards. Let me finish.
No, you won't finish. No, you won't finish.
No.
We don't say can't throw. We
No,
just
that's
say
what I
it's not
keep hearing.
It's not as
Right.
good as the other throwers. That's all.
Not everybody's as good as other throwers. You can't say that Patrick Mahomes probably Drew Brees might throw better than some of these quarterbacks right now. But but you guys use the word like he can't throw. He can't do that. He can't lead a team. Derek Henry, of course, man, like we just spoke about, the Dallas Cowboys. Thank God they didn't get him. 24 carries, 132 yards, 2 touchdowns. Lino,
Yeah.
what do you think? What's your takes on this game?
I think it was a very good game. I know you're coming to me first because you label me as a Lamar Jackson hater, and that's fine. But guess what? He ain't got one of these, so we're just gonna take that right there.
There we go.
No, but overall, I mean,
Josh Allen doesn't have one neither, but you don't talk about that.
oh, he's another topic. But
How about
this is what
Jalen Hurts? Jalen Hurts don't have one.
He got a long way to go.
yeah.
He got a long way to go. He's not that young.
This season he will.
Okay.
Anyway, go ahead, bro, man.
Anyway,
no. Just saying. You're not gonna say it. Now with that head coach you got right now.
Yo, let my man go on this take.
Yo, no, finish, man.
The shots are real.
Hey, I'm being
No.
for real. Neither of the Bills getting going anywhere this year. So I know.
It was a very good game. This is what we expect. I mean, Ravens, they like to run the ball and they set up their run with the pass, like some team that we just talked about don't know how to do. Ravens, I believe this is their six straight games that they've out rushed their opponent over 100 yards.
Hmm.
It's and I've said this. I hate to skip to January, but this is what we see the Ravens do every year. What can they do in January? Can they bring this running game to January? When they fall behind, what can Lamar Jackson do? That's my biggest problem with Lamar Jackson, Musa. I know you're looking at me like, let's talk about today's game. I don't care about today's game. I want to know what he does in January. What he does is fail. But other than that, he did have a good game today. Watching his defense is not something, to rave about, but he had a good game. I mean, what happens when your team gives you 180 yards rushing on the ground? I hope you can pass the ball. I hope you can play some play action and suck in the linebacker and throw it over the top. I hope you can find a wide open Zay Flowers throwing it off to the side for a 2-yard screen pass and he takes it 15, 20 yards. I hope you can do that. Good job, Lamar. I'm so proud of you. Continue, man. Continue.
Hey, Bosa. Lamar had a great game. I'm looking at the stats. He had 5 players with over 25 yards receiving. 5 players. So
And there's a quarterback doing that.
So everybody was eating. You know how they say everybody eats. Everybody was eating, and also he had 40 yards rushing on top of what Derrick Henry had. So he played an excellent game. He had over 300 yards. That's what he's supposed to do when he plays the Commanders. So I know you think we don't like.
You said that's
Lamar.
what he's supposed to do when he plays the Commanders. Like the Commanders is not a great team. They're one of the best teams in the
No.
NFL. Definitely,
They have- They have a quarterback, but their defense is still a work in progress. They have a quarterback, but their defense is not that good.
You remember what you always says, man. Your record is what is who you are. That's what I always heard from you, Solo. So what do you mean about
that
the
is
Commanders?
true.
Is still the Commanders. Commanders,
No,
I believe, is the best team in the division right now.
Yes, I agree there, but I'm just saying, it's too early for the Commanders to go into Baltimore and just beat the Ravens like that. Maybe someday. Right now, it's just not. It's too early.
So, Eddie, go ahead. This is like every week thing. This like every week thing with Lamar Jackson. So you telling me that it's not the Ravens that went out there and performed. It was basically
It is the Ravens.
Commanders.
No, it is the Ravens.
But then if we would sit here and brought all the teams that Bill have beat so far this season, you probably would be like, well, we wasn't expected to beat these teams. It's just a back and forth thing with these Bill fans, man. They don't want to accept the reality. Some teams in the AFC is better than them.
Hey, I always do. I always do. Listen, I gave Lamar all the props. I said he completed passes to multiple receivers. He had 5 receivers with over 25 yards receiving. That's pretty good. And he ran for 40 yards, and he did everything. It was a good game. I'm just saying.
I actually watched this game today.
Okay, go ahead, Ed.
This game was a lot closer. I think Washington really had a legit chance at winning it. I think they tried too hard to run Jalen Daniels too much. That's not going to work against Baltimore. You need to beat them from the pocket, so to speak. All that quarterback scramble is not going to work on them. And they did it in the red zone. It was like he had no chance of getting into the red zone. So if they could have a couple of those plays back to where they made better offensive calls, I honestly think they could have beat Baltimore in Baltimore. Their defense did just enough. You turn Lamar Jackson over. He didn't go crazy with the run. Sure, you're going to give up some rushing yards to him, but if they can't score, they could have blown them out, but that wasn't the case. This game was a lot closer. Mistakes by a young team is basically what happened in this game.
Simple, man. See that? He just spoke about the game. He didn't try to discourage Lamar Jackson's hard work. He didn't try to do all that extra stuff like these two guys have been doing all season. Like,
Give it time. Give it time.
But then, like, you never talk about the help that he never had. But then we could sit there and talk about how Steph Diggs made Josh Allen become the quarterback that he is. We could sit there and talk about how Patrick Mahomes got a Andy Reid, Kelsey, and all these other wide receivers like Tyreek Hill. Who could sit there and talk about all of that when you talk about what happened in the playoff? You guys
1-2 without Tyreek, but go ahead.
Yeah, but still, you got Kelsey, one of the if he's not the best tight end in the game, you got the best coach in the league. So like some of the what Andy Reid's not the best coach in the league.
No. You said Travis Kelsey might be one of the best tight ends in the league. He is the best tight end in the league.
I mean, like he's the there you go. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So why not?
Continue.
Dude, get Lamar credit, bro.
I think Kitto's the best tight end in the NFL, but
you see, he think it's Kitto's. Yeah,
I think I think Kelsey has been the best.
He's the best tight end
right now. You are, but this season is not playing like the best, at least so far.
Well, I think that everybody has to do for a down season. Ain't nobody gonna play at the top of the charts every year. That's just crazy. Somebody's going to have a down year eventually. That's just the rule. That's just the nature of the game.
Hey, I'm waiting for the Chiefs to have a down year. The whole team, they win Super Bowl every year. When is the down year? This year?
Is it really
the Baltimore Ravens, man? The Baltimore Ravens might make it to the Super Bowl with Derrick Henry in the bag. Lamar Jackson finally got the help that he needs. Hopefully, the coach do right by him, not trying to make him do something that he's not. Now he got a running game. You've seen his passing game become better. He probably might throw for 5,000 yards this season. And he just broke, top 2 rushing quarterback of all time. Michael Vick,
right.
Lamar Jackson just
Michael Vick, the most skillful player ever.
You can say that. And I think it's Lamar Jackson so far, bro.
but you know what? One more point, just not to talk about the Ravens. I remember when they played the Bills and I was watching that game. And I was surprised how they lost to the Chiefs in the first game, because I just feel like the Baltimore Ravens right now, after adding Derrick Henry and Lamar's throwing and running and the whole offense, I think it's almost impossible to stop them. I don't think there's any team that can stop, because before they're only known as a running team, right? For the most part, they were a running team. The biggest problem for the Bills in that game was so the Bills spent all their energy trying to stop the run, stack up the box. And what happened? Lamar started throwing the ball. So when he started throwing the ball, the Bills defensive coordinator got confused. So they didn't know whether they should prepare for the run or for the pass. And they were just so unpredictable. As a result, the Bills were just way behind. I think that's the same problem that all these teams they're going to run into when they play the Ravens. But like Lino said, we're going to have to see what they do in January and February in the playoffs. But like they say, defense and the running game travels anyway on the road, playoff time. So hopefully this year they're going to put it together and beat the Chiefs and get to the Super Bowl, which I don't know if it will happen, but let's see.
All right. Hopefully it happens, because I want to see Lamar in the Super Bowl against the Eagles. But let's move on. Speaking about the Eagles, man, it's a wild, crazy game today, man. I don't know how to feel about this, man. It's a mixed emotion, but take the W's after bye week. What a low-scoring game against one of the worst teams in the NFL. But you can't underestimate any team in the NFL, man. Browns 16, Eagles 20. Another slow start. Jalen Hurts, 16 out of 25, 264 yards. He got 2 touchdowns. The most important thing is that he did not turn the ball over.
Yeah.
He did not turn the ball over today. Yes.
That's
improvement. That's improvement.
They could run the ball, though.
What was his streak, though? Wasn't this he had like a 7 or 8 game streak, right?
Yes. So, from last season to continue this season, yes. Yeah. Just like Patrick Mahomes throwing every interception this season. I'm just calling a number. I'm not saying that he's better than Mahomes now, so don't get at me.
Right.
You know,
And you know what's crazy? The quarterback we talk about interceptions every year is Josh Allen. He still got 0, which is crazy.
He got one.
yeah. Last game when he realized that he needed a wide receiver when he was 9 for 30, 131 yards. You know,
That Diggs trade don't look so good now, do it?
Listen, the wide receivers we got right now, apart from Khalil Shakir, none of them can separate. That's the biggest problem. None of them.
All right, so let's get to this game, right? For me, as watching this game, it was very mixed emotions, man. Like, it's the same old thing with the Philadelphia Eagles all season. Slow start in the first quarter again with no points. And I don't know what Nick doing out there celebrating the way he is trying to, encourage the fans to start booing. This is you got one of the top skillful offense in the league right now, and you're looking to come up with 20 points. Yes, y'all won the game. Take the W. I'm happy we'll take the W. Or your job would have been in line. I still think that they should fire him tomorrow, but that's a conversation for another day.
After a win,
so come on, man. Like,
he would not be the first.
He won't be the last neither, because I feel like the guy in Buffalo might be next. But it just yes.
Hey,
wow.
Yo, Musa, this is why you were wrong. I think the guy in Buffalo, he will never be fired after a win. He might be fired at the end of the season, but after a win, that's not happening.
I know, because because our standards are different. You guys,
Right.
I mean, worshiping the guy because he took you guys to the playoff after not making it to the playoff for 20 plus years. But
Right.
But it's not just about making it to the playoff. It's actually winning a trophy. That's what some of us levels, standards is. And then we got Eddie over there just being quiet. We know how the 49ers are the new Buffalo Bills, but
it's all good. It is all good.
Yeah, but seriously though, man, like Eddie, though, like from outsider, man, what you think is a problem with the Philadelphia Eagles?
Ooh, that's a good one.
There's so many.
They're secondary.
So many.
Their front seven is good. I think that changing from the 4-3 to a 3-4 is with not the correct personnel is a big challenge. You're stopping the run. You did get after Cleveland today, who has one of the worst offensive lines in football, but your secondary is not that good. I mean, you got 2 seasoned players that are all right, but they're at the tail end of their careers. But Vic Fangio is a good head coach, a defensive coordinator. But I just think that you need a whole year to really adjust from a 4-3 to a 3-4. You need the right personnel to really do that. And I think when we had them as our DC, they drafted. They had Alden Smith, they had the other Smith, they had Ahmad Brooks. So they had guys that were just pass rushers at that linebacker position, a lot like TJ Watt. But to just convert a team like that, it is really, really hard, especially when you did not draft like that. So it's going to take a while. On offense, you got to get in a rhythm. There's no rhythm to your offense.
Yeah.
It's like you rely so much on getting to your wide receivers in space. It's not much structure. Like nobody's scared of Jalen Hurts beating them from the pocket. That's not an insult. That's just what it is. If he can't make plays with his legs, you have a really good chance of beating the Eagles. So until they figure that out of how to make them more structured, a better offensive rhythm, they're going to struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I heard all the points you made about their defense. At least today, it don't seem like the defense was the biggest problem. I know. The last time they played, they gave up 33 points to Tampa Bay. But I think the bigger problem is the offense.
Well, who did you play today?
True.
I
mean,
who did you play? You played Deshaun Watson. He has been utter and complete trash since they played him in Cleveland.
And then, by the way, wow, 7 points out of the 16 points was scored on a special team.
Yeah.
When one of the best defenders, you could say, did the block again, and one of the players took it to the house, which is like what can go wrong could go wrong with the Eagles at first. You know, I was like, dang, they might lose this game. Imagine losing to the Browns at home after a bye week. That's all I was thinking. Like, just imagine that, bro.
Deshaun Watson was 5 of 11, 46 yards.
Yo, but talking about talking about Deshaun Watson, like, can you guys, like, what's the biggest problem though? He's healthy, or his Lego problems are behind him. He spent a couple. He spent a couple years. He spent a couple years in that system now.
They're missing Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb was a big part of that offense. That offense is built to run the ball. It is not built to drop back and beat you passing.
Yeah, but
they're missing so many offensive linemen, and their skill players aren't helping them either. So
yeah, but the Deshaun Watson from the Texans from a few years ago, he didn't need a running game. He'll make things work by himself, right?
We're talking about a different player though. He took a year off, man.
I know, but he's been back for a couple years now. He's supposed to get back in the groove.
Right, but he took a year off. He came back, then he got hurt again. His shoulder. He was out for the rest of the year. So he essentially had almost 2 years he didn't play. He looks like trash. And Stefanski will not bench him. I think he's going to be fired.
Who's the backup right now?
Winston. I think Jimmy Winston, right?
I don't know.
James Winston.
Yeah.
James Winston.
Take that shot. How worse can you do?
Right. You know, look at what Joe Flacco did. You know, I mean.
Okay, so I think James Winston, if he sucks, then you bring him back again. It will just create confusion and problems.
You also got to give you always the team to give him a spark too, though. If what you're doing isn't working, right? If you're trying to change a tire and that bolt is not coming off, are you going to keep trying to turn the bolt, or eventually you're going to have to cut the bolt?
You can have just
right
now. So now let me phrase the question back to Lino. Lino, what's going on with Philadelphia, man? Because I know you're ready to expose. I know you text me some words about my head coach, which can't wait to hear this.
Dude, I cannot stand Nick Sirianni. He's a big problem of what you do, because players, I don't believe, respect him. And right now, Nick Sirianni is not a coach. He's a head coach, but I don't think he knows exactly how to coach. And you have a bunch of players on your team who are very good at a lot of levels. Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts, Dallas Goedert, Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown. Do I need to go to the defense? I mean, your offensive line, Lane, do I need to go there? You have players, Pro Bowl players at every level on offense and defense. And it's like he's just like go out there and win off the talent. I feel like that's how he coaches. I don't know what he truly does other than mock the crowd. You know what? I did not understand what he was doing. They didn't pan to the crowd, so I don't know if he was. I'm sure he was taunting Cleveland Browns fans, I assume, or letting Philly fans know that I'm back, I'm here. Like he's going like this. I can't. That is so immature and beyond a head coach in this league.
Was that after the game?
It was, I believe, when they were kneeling the ball. Okay. It gives me a lot of Aaron Rodgers sore loser vibes. Like when when he's winning, he wants everybody to know I'm here. I'm the reason why. He's got that Jerry Jones, it's all about me kind of mantra. But when they're losing, you can tell he's I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. Don't talk to me.
But Lino, don't that go back to structure?
Yeah,
they have no structure.
And not having a structure, where does that come from? The head coach or the general managers?
Well, it comes from a lot of places, right? So your GM gave you everything you need to be successful, right? He gave you that part. But your coaches, when you knew you were losing both your coordinators last year, he decided to promote from within
Right.
and give the titles to guys that weren't ready to assume those positions. Right? That comes from the head coach. So with the struggles that you're having right now, is it stem from the head coach?
Right.
Because he's not putting his staff in place in order to make your players successful. Right? Now I can speak from this. We lose coaches every year. But Kyle does a good job of replacing those coaches every year, whether it be on the offense or defensive side of the ball. You have to go out there as a head coach and get your staff if you know you have high turnover. And the fact that he has not done that, yeah, you're going to question his ability to coach.
No, I've been saying this since the Super Bowl, when they lost the Super Bowl. He's not the right guy that's going to lead us to win a championship. And I just like a lot of things that Lino said, I think he's just a arrogant moron that just thinks that everything is about him. You know what I'm saying? And
what does he really do? He doesn't call plays.
Exactly. So exactly. That's a good question. What does he really do? It seems like he doesn't know how to motivate them. He doesn't know how to put.
So the question is, what is he good at?
He was supposed to be an offensive guy.
Like some offensive guru somewhere. That's why he is.
Wasn't he the offensive coordinator for the Colts when they initially hired him?
At some point, yep.
Yeah, he was. He had did he have like a quality control assistant job? It was something,
right?
It was something low totem pole, because when the Eagles named him as their head coach, a lot of people were like, who?
Yeah,
never even heard of this guy. And to look at
the Chicago head coach was their defensive coordinator for the Colts. I mean, the Chicago Bears head coach was the Colts defensive coordinator, I believe, when they initially hired him. So he was on the totem pole.
Yeah, so he took us to the Super Bowl. Like you said, Eddie, earlier, two of the coordinators left, and then the Eagles, since then, we know now that it wasn't Nick that was responsible for that, because I don't think that he lost the locker room. I don't think guys would have respected him. I said he's all season. Really, though. I mean, Jalen Hurts, he's not that guy, really. He just started to get into his leadership. Man, Eddie spoke about this yesterday about going back to his Alabama days. No, Alabama. Somebody, but
I thought it said Obama days.
Right. So he was benched for Tua, and then he's here with all this money. And we made it to the Super Bowl. I think, a lot could argue. Eddie could say something else if the 49ers wasn't hurt that year. But the 49ers always hurt whenever they make it to the Super Bowl anyways. But there's nothing new.
I can't disagree with that.
So we come then now we're seeing really like, why is the Eagles still keeping this guy? Yes, we're winning games. Yes, we're making it to the playoff. But
Jalen Hurts, you mean?
No, Nick Sirianni. It doesn't make no sense. Both, because I know we can't get rid of Jalen Hurts right now. There's no quarterback out there I think that could replace him. And we already paid him all this money. Maybe a change of coaching might help, moving forward. But still, man, there's nothing much for me to say about this game. Is the same old Eagles, bro. It's nothing really different. The only thing that was impressive about this game is that we was able to close the game out, and Jalen Hurts didn't make no turnovers.
Yeah, I think as long as he keeps winning the games, he won't get fired until the end of the season. Sorry for you.
Thank you.
He's not going anywhere.
Yo, before we get out of here, I know there's a Monday night game. I mean, there's a Sunday night game about to start. Probably already did.
Yeah,
who do you guys got tonight with the Giants and the Cincinnati?
G-Man.
Really?
The wrong bet, man. Stop.
I want the Giants to win, but I think the Bengals will win.
Oh, I think the worst thing the Bengals did was get rid of Joe Mixon.
Agreed.
That was the hardest team. I'm sorry.
You see how different the Texans look when Joe Mixon's back there. They look a lot like you said, running game is key. Nobody believes that.
Hey, Lino, the crazy thing is, though, people forget when Joe Burrow was hurt, Mixon held them down. And then you say you don't want to pay him? You don't want to pay a intricate part. Good running backs make the job easier for the quarterback. I don't care what anybody say. And you can see even with my Niners, McCaffrey makes such a big difference. The way teams play him, the way he can operate in space. When you move him out of the backfield, the defense doesn't know how to play you truly. Running backs, even Saquon Barkley for the Giants, the year that they went to the playoffs, that wasn't because of Daniel Jones. That was because of Saquon. Just the threat of him doing different things makes the defense honest.
Right.
But when you don't have a quality running back, you gotta grind for every yard.
But we talking about
man. We got a ATL fan in the building, man. The comment section, man. Shout out to give shout out to the Falcons. I think the one today, right? So here we go.
I don't know if that's a quality win, bro. Okay.
A win
is a win right now.
A win is a win in the NFL, man. Win is a win.
You're right.
But I was gonna say we all know who the Bengals are. When the last time they ever overpaid for it? They don't pay nobody. They are known as one of the.
Lately, they have.
Wow, they had no choice but to pay Joe Burrow and
you always got a choice.
Yeah,
you can't let him go. You can't let him go.
Right. But you have a choice. You can say either we want to pay you or we don't want to pay you. Right? Wow. They had a choice. You're absolutely right. They had a choice to keep Joe Mixon or let him walk. And you see how that choice is affecting your team.
Yeah. I guess you can't pay everybody.
So quick one. Move on to Monday night game, man. And then Solomon, how many injuries the Buffalo Bills got going to Monday night game? Because I don't want to hear the excuse after you guys win or lose against the Jets. Because this is the only guy that making the excuse for his team, even when they win. Even we had all this injury, but we still
snap. Joe Burrow just had a rushing touchdown, bro.
Joe Burrow
for like 30 yards.
Hey, listen, the Bills have a lot of injuries. I think we have like 5 injuries. I know like 5 are questionable. James Cook, I think is questionable. Khalil Shakir, we don't know. Ed Oliver, we don't know.
James Cook questionable.
I think.
Does he got to go back and pay his tab?
Come on, dude.
Come on, man. It's only $1,000, bro.
We don't have time for that. No, we don't have time for that. We don't have time for that.
Either he had to get the hell out of there.
And, yo, Eddie and Lino, guess who else is questionable for tomorrow's game?
Solomon. Yo, what is that? What is that?
Yo, it wasn't even no ice, bro.
Yo, man, you're wrong.
You want to see a dead body?
Yo, what happened? Solomon, us three want to know what happened on that play.
He definitely fumbled.
No, I'll tell you what. Hey, Musa. Yo, Musa. Play it again.
I didn't play that again. Play that again. You drop both shoes.
Hey,
come on, Cinderella. You left your shoes behind.
Yeah, he's definitely questionable for tomorrow's game.
Yeah.
Hey, you're right. I did fumble those shoes. Oh man.
Yo, I just don't know. Were you sore? Were you sore after that, bro?
He still is.
Hey, you know what's crazy? The same knee, the same left knee that I surgery on.
Oh man, no. Yeah, that's the problem too, man. You could tell that, man, because that was the knee that he had surgery and they actually give up on him on the wrong day.
I bet you won't walk outside in them shoes no more when it's wet.
Hey, listen. Normally, normally I don't wear Crocs. I despise when my kids wear Crocs, right? So I'm in the garage. I'm like, I need to put some shoes, some gym shoes in the car for the gym tomorrow.
Oh, I'm crying.
So instead of wearing them sneakers, I wear the Crocs and I start walking on the weight
Yo, Crocs ain't got no traction, bro.
Yeah, they don't.
Yo, I wasn't even thinking.
I bet you know now.
Now, I know now. Now walking out there.
Man, bro.
You got a better chance with some regular slides than Crocs, bro.
All right, fellas, man. Let's close this. Yo, who do you guys got for Monday night game, man? The Jets or the Bills?
I
I got the Bills.
Damn.
I guess I'll go for the Jets.
I just say I got the Bills because you fired your most competent coach.
Well, some people don't think that though.
Who's the answer? Why you think they didn't promote Hackett?
And
Not
he
yet.
has a relationship with Aaron Rodgers, right?
So what's that tell you?
Yeah.
That was a very dumb. I don't get why they fire Salah, and then everybody's like, "Oh, they're gonna promote Hackett," and then they demote him. Like
Hey,
that's like you said, that tells you everything you need to know.
the only worry I have is that stat, and everybody been bringing up everywhere I go, is that every time a team fires a coach mid-season, they always play hard and win their first game. So we'll
This is
see.
the only problem I have with it, right? How does your owner? This is not, you very rarely hear owners firing head coaches. It's usually your general manager. If he fires a head coach, he's going to fire the general manager that's associated with that head coach.
Eventually, right?
That's how it typically goes in basketball, football, most sports. But your owner takes it upon himself to fire your head coach. Don't tell the general manager. Don't tell anybody else in the organization.
But that's what he said.
Well, you know what?
That's what he
Regardless
said.
if it's the truth or not, it tells you that franchise will never be a functioning franchise.
We know the Jets.
Ever. No matter who you bring in.
Right.
You gave up too much to get Aaron Rodgers. You brought in all his people. He wasn't good in his last year and 2 years in Green Bay. So
Yep.
what makes you thought he was going to lead you to the promised land as a New York Jet?
Right.
Just the name
Because
alone.
he literally almost has the same team as Jordan Love. So what does that
Yeah.
tell you?
Yeah, you're right.
He didn't want to work with his rookie wide receivers to make them better. He doesn't want to come to training camp. He doesn't want to come to mini camp. Why do you think he looks so bad with his wide receivers? Because he doesn't want to put in the work anymore. And that's why he always loved Devontae Adams, because Devontae Adams made it easy for him to try it.
There we go again, man. I got to be the only guy here to defend another quarterback.
Yo, Mosa, don't
Here we go.
Yo, Mosa, don't forget he also had a fake COVID. COVID. What is it? COVID shot. Whatever he had.
Moose, you can't defend Aaron Rodgers, though.
I mean, like, the reason why I say I'm about to defend it, because just like you said earlier about the Jets, they be dysfunctional before he even got there. The Jets been dysfunctional for numbers of years, and now and with Aaron Rodgers, does he got better? No, but they got a high expectation, yes, because he's Aaron Rodgers, but still is the same old, is the same old Jets. That's like any other.
Aaron Rodgers too, though. When you put two bad things together, you don't get anything good from it. It very rarely happens.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is you have a young team with an old player with bad habits, and you expect to have success. That doesn't work, bro. It just doesn't.
And what's crazy, in the beginning of the season, a lot of people picked the Jets to go to the Super Bowl. I mean, what were they thinking?
They're living off his past. Not his present, his past. What he's done in the past.
Yeah, but the season's not over yet. You never know if they make it to the playoff, get the offensive line over.
Musa,
because we know they got the defense.
Musa, it'll be
now
over tomorrow.
Fire your defensive head coach.
Hey, the season will be over tomorrow, Musa. They're gonna be 2-4 tomorrow.
You better be careful what you ask for, man. Remember what Josh Allen said a couple weeks ago. We
say?
got players that's not looking for stats and all that. And the next game, he was 9 for 30. Be careful.
Oh, that was a body blow, man. Why you do that?
I'm just saying, because man, as a Bill fans, man, they're all around.
Hey,
over and over. We are
night.
gonna be perfectly fine without a top wide receiver. We're gonna be perfectly fine without Dix. We got this, we got that. What happened to the wide receiver you guys drafted?
Coleman.
Coleman.
The one that you guys actually trade
Is
pick
a
for why
is a rookie.
Xavier Warden is end up in Kansas City and you guys
Right.
got that rookie, but look at the difference.
He got 2 touchdowns so far. He's a rookie. He's trying to find his way. He'll get
Okay.
there. Sometimes it takes a little while. It's only 5 games in.
This was the window.
He'll be okay.
Now this is the window for the Buffalo Bills if they don't get things straight up. Davante Adams still available. But before we close this section out, bro, I'd like to give a shout out to all the Cowboys nations out there, man. Thank you for making my night such a peaceful night. You know who you guys are. I'm not gonna mention no name. Yes, I will. David James, what's up, bro? Love you too, bro. Yo, but thank you guys for being here, man. Yo, man, thanks for watching Bala Sport, man. Appreciate you guys. Eddie, Lino, Solo. Thank you, man. See you guys again when? Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
For the podcast, man. Love you guys, man. Appreciate it, bro.
Appreciate you.
Yes. Yes.